Okay, so welcome to my trailer breakdown for the final trailer of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. It just dropped, just a few minutes ago during Monday Night Football. I'm doing a trailer breakdown here in this video, so I'm not going to be showing the entire trailer. I'm assuming most of you have already seen this thing, but I am going to break it down sort of scene by scene, what I see. And we are going to be discussing some of the content that could be considered spoilery based on speculation, okay? None of us have actual, quote, real spoilers. There are the Jedi Pax's leaks and, stuff that's been reported by Jason Ward over at Making Star Wars. There's going to be real leaks, fake leaks. We'll discuss a little bit of that here. I'm going to keep it as spoiler-free as possible, but again, we don't really know what's real and what's not. And there's been a lot of turmoil that's been reported lately over at Disney because of this movie, and there's all kinds of crazy rumors coming out now that they have 6 different endings and that they tested the film for audiences and they didn't like any of the endings, or at least not most of them. Then there was an article I read that's saying that they're still doing reshoots even like today, only 2 months before the film comes out, and actual reshoots with actors, not like CGI and computer generated add-ons and optical effects. No, we're talking about like actual reshoots, which is very unusual for a movie right before it comes out, right? Because we're only a couple months away. It's right around the corner. So I want to go ahead and take a deep dive into this trailer. I'm not going to have the audio playing too loud. I'm trying to avoid getting copyright claims, because even though what I do here discussing the trailer is fair use, YouTube has their system is getting better, don't get me wrong, but Disney can just come in here and claim the video, even though what I'm doing is considered fair use. You know how it is if you've ever been on YouTube and you've heard the story. So I'm going to turn the audio a little bit low, but we'll discuss what's in it. So the opening shot here with the Lucasfilm logo is obviously shots of Rey training. There's her helmet from presumably from Force Awakens. We actually, this is no surprise. Rey's training in that forest, and Leia is supposedly there as well. And some of the leaked information is just saying that she's training, like we've seen, and that's not really a spoiler. It's in the other trailers too, how she's throwing the lightsaber and it's spinning and she catches it. That's what this is,
It's an instinct.
And they're talking about it's a voiceover from, I believe, Finn. I think that's John Boyega doing it, and he's talking about how the Force brought them all together, which does make sense because the Force controls everything, so that all fits. And then there we have a nice little cut into her in the Death Star. This is supposed to mirror the scene in The Force Awakens where she's inside of the Star Destroyer on Jakku. Here we have her in the Death Star now, and of course we know she's going to go inside the Death Star. In fact, it's all over this trailer. The Death Star 2 that was destroyed in Return of the Jedi, they're going to go to Endor and go back into the remains of the Death Star 2. Then there's a segue to Finn, who's doing the voiceover. I guess he's comforting her and saying that we need to work together. And this is the first film where they actually all do work together and go on an adventure together. I don't know if that's going to be the last adventure in the movie, probably more towards the middle, but they're going to be together finally, the trio. It's a nice shot of the Resistance base, and I guess they have a lot more members than we had originally thought. Last Jedi ended with 7, 8, 9 people maybe, and a few other people running around, but it looks like there are more Resistance members across the galaxy, which does make sense, and Leia's probably pulling in people. This film is supposed to be, I think they said it was a year after Last Jedi, so that should give them enough time to put everything together, but the question is, how hasn't Kylo Ren been able to stomp out the remaining Resistance? How has he not been able to finish them off as the Supreme Leader of the First Order? I'm guessing the movie will explain that. I guess the Force is the reason. I don't know. Let's keep going.
We're not alone.
And this whole thing kind of reminds, there's your shot of Rose, who will not have a big scene in this film. I know some people are happy about that. Not the best character from Episode 8. She does not have a big role in this movie from everything we've read. But this whole speech just reminds me a lot of the Rogue One speech. This is a rebellion. We rebel, right? Or whatever she said in the original trailer. It just kind of comes off like that.
Good people will fight if we lead them.
That's probably them getting prepared to leave. You know, and Poe, of course, being the inspirational leader, taking over for Leia most likely in this film. There's the blockade runner, resembling the one from A New Hope. Not sure if it's the same one, but that's it. And there's a shot of the Death Star, and there's obviously it's submerged underwater, and Rey and Kylo are going to get there to find a MacGuffin. We're going to get to that. You know, she said, you think you know me, but no one does, that has been sort of the course of events, is that Kylo thinks that he knows her. I'm sure Palpatine thinks that he knows her. We're going to get to that here in a minute. And, you know, of course, even the good guys think they know her. But like she said in the old trailer, she's nobody. And I actually really love the visuals here. The trailer did not show us much in terms of story content at all, which we all kind of knew was going to happen. The other movies did the same thing. They don't show us a lot. They try to keep things very cryptic. But this shot right here, to me, is a great shot. I got to give him credit. Visually, it's beautiful. You know, she's staring off, and there's the water right there, and there's Kylo coming out with the lightsaber saying, I know you. Adam Driver wet, looking like it's like a character from a different show here, you know. And that is, of course, their fight. Now, this visual is interesting. It looks like a floating iceberg in space, right? This looks like a floating iceberg in space. Now, it's really visually, one thing I'm going to give the movie credit for, even before I see it, that it's going to look good. We can't deny that. Even Last Jedi had really neat visuals. You know, you can't make a movie with this much of a budget produced by Disney and have the name Star Wars on it without it looking good. You just can't do it. And, you know, the effects definitely look a lot better than they did for the prequels. We've advanced so much in technology since then. They have to look better. Also, this floating iceberg thing is cool. My assumption here is that this is the somewhere in the unknown region in the beyond, because supposedly that area of the galaxy is very unstable and has weird anomalies. And this floating ice island, for lack of a better term, looks to be one of those anomalies. And I love how more and more TIE fighters. Now, this is a very interesting shot. This 100% confirms what Jason Ward over from Making Star Wars, who is a legitimate news source. You know, there's a lot of people on YouTube that claim to be legit news sources. Jason Ward is one of them. Don't believe the people who make 10,000 videos taking guesses without really and claiming to have sources and don't have any. This guy has sources. I mean, he's not one of those guys, if you know what I'm saying. And that he actually drew, or one of his friends, I think, drew the Emperor's throne for this movie, and it looks just like this. So this is unquestionably the Emperor's throne. Now, whether or not he's sitting in it and they're just digitally removing him to save him for the movie, I don't know. But that's what it looks like based on what he what he reported, and that's what it is. It's the Emperor's throne on this or on this planet called Exegol, which is apparently where he's been for a long time. I just hope they explain it. I just really hope they explain how he survived the Death Star, because that doesn't make any sense unless they give us an explanation. We saw him go into that turbine. He's dead. Come on.
Long have I waited.
You know, of course he does the voiceover, long have I waited. Yeah, long, you're right about that one, buddy. Like 30 years or 33 years or however, how much later we are. Let me hear. Now, okay, I'm gonna cover what he says in a minute, but he says, and now, you know, you joining forces will be your undoing. We're gonna talk about that in a minute, but that's a shot of the Star Destroyers, the Imperial class Star Destroyers that are coming back in this movie. They have supposedly cannons that can destroy planets. They've been upgraded. This is like the most powerful fleet that the Empire has ever had, but supposedly they've been hiding in the unknown region for a very long time. Even before Return of the Jedi, this shot right here is beautiful. We have the Falcon joining the rest of the fleet. This is presumably the Resistance fleet, as well as possibly other forces from elsewhere in the galaxy coming together to go against the Emperor and his huge army. Palpatine's huge army he has, maybe with the First Order or without. There's been conflicting reports. Some people have said that the First Order teams up with the Resistance to go against the Sith troopers and the Sith army. Others have said that the First Order teams up with the Sith to go against the Resistance. I feel like the former makes more sense because the Resistance has been so drained of resources. But again, I don't know, because Palpatine has a way of getting people on his side. You see what I'm saying? So maybe even Kylo will get betrayed in this film by his own people. I totally see that happening.
You're coming together.
Now, this is trailer trickery right here, folks. I don't believe that Rey, Finn, Poe, and Chewie are in that shot of the big army. I think that big army, the big military shot, is at the end of the movie. Do not be fooled by this. I'm pretty sure that this shot is earlier in the film when they first get into the Falcon to go off on their adventure before the second act. I don't think that this is trailer trickery here. They're not in that Falcon. This is because they're too happy. Like, she smiles here, and that you wouldn't be having that look on your face if you're about to go to war. And that's Rey. She's always, had a certain look on her face. Daisy Ridley is a great actress. When you're getting ready for battle, you're not going to be smiling and things like that. They're getting ready to go off on their adventure. This is not the big finale, because we know that they have to go up against a giant army. You're not going to be smiling if you're going up against a giant army. So no, it's trailer trickery. Trust me on this one. This is earlier in the film. More shots of Rey and Kylo fighting on the Death Star with the water everywhere. It's a great visual. I mean, it's a different kind of fight than we've seen from Star Wars. Kind of reminds me of Camino, because of the rain and everything. But it's got the classic, I guess, nostalgia trickery here. Or not trickery. The nostalgia, use of it. The use of nostalgia. I wanted to go back and hear what the Emperor said real quick. Hold on. Your coming together will be your undoing. So I think he's talking about Rey and Kylo. I think he's talking about Rey and Kylo joining forces. There has been a leak or a spoiler, again, could be real, could be not real, that the Emperor, when they are together, drains their energy to make himself young again and resemble how he used to look during the Revenge of the Sith era. Not like Palpatine, Senator Palpatine. I'm talking about like post Mace Windu fight where his face got all mangled, with that whole thing. That's what we've been hearing. So maybe that's where that line is from. Explosions in space. Here is the ship heading towards the Death Star 2, traversing through the water or whatever. That's when he says you're undoing. There's the Death Star. There's the Death Star right there. Looks great. I mean, it's going to have an epic look to it. Definitely worth seeing this film if you're going to go see it in Dolby or IMAX to get that big visual. Now, this scene right here, supposedly this is the scene where they're going to be wiping 3PO's memory, which is why he says, I want to get one last look at my friends. Let me show you all that part.
What are you doing there, 3PO?
And he's like, one last look, sir. And then everyone's all emotional. Have a sad at my friends. So they're teasing he's going to die. Supposedly in the movie, there's two different rumors here. One is that he gets his memory wiped, but they do eventually find it, and they mix it with like something that R2 has or something like that, and he ends up getting his memory back. The other is that he never gets his memory back. So the red eyes in the previous trailer is basically him getting his memory wiped, and the reason for that's because he knows he has knowledge of something he's not supposed to have knowledge of or something like that. He needs to translate a language. There's two different spoilers here, two different rumors. I mean, not really spoilers, they're rumors. None of this is confirmed for this. I'll be honest with you. I don't feel that much emotion here. And it's not just because I didn't like Episode 8 and because Episode 8 disconnected me from this franchise completely, but more so because 3PO has no emotional connection to these characters. The adventures they've gone on, he hasn't been with them. He hasn't been with Rey, with Finn. He has been with Poe for a bit, but Poe I can understand, but the other ones I don't really get why. He's calling them his friends. His friends were Master Luke, Master Solo, and Leia. Those are his friends. That's who he really went on adventures with after getting his mind wiped, and whatever happened in between episodes 3 and 4. So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not feeling the emotion here. And maybe I will when I see the movie, but I'm not feeling it right now because there's no emotional connection to Rey and Finn that we know of. Maybe they went on adventures in between episodes 8 and 9. That could be the case, but I'm not feeling it from this trailer. Chewie barking or whatever. Now, this is a great scene. This is a really awesome scene. Bottom to up shot. Chewie, Finn, and Poe are just blasting stormtroopers, presumably inside of Kylo Ren's Star Destroyer because it has like a white kind of background. Kylo Ren's Star Destroyer is colored differently than the other ones. A lot brighter. Like white, blue, as you can see there. But I could be wrong on that. This shot has been recycled from... Really, this shot is from Episode 7. This was deleted footage of Carrie Fisher and Daisy Ridley right before she would leave to go find Luke, but they're going to repurpose that footage edit the background, do some CGI changes and things like that, you know, and make it look like it's Leia from episode 9, even though it's really footage from episode 7. Or it could be, if I remember correctly, this could also be when she came back. There was a scene they cut out where she came back from the battle on, you know, with Starkiller Base, right? And Han Solo died, and this could be like them hugging it out. That's the way I'm seeing this. And I'm pretty sure, I'm 99% sure that's where they got this from, because we did hear about that deleted scene. So, you know, and then she actually cries. Now Luke's doing the voiceover saying confronting fear is what the Jedi do. That scene is most likely a scene that has been rumored where Luke gives Rey a pep talk, presumably or rumored to be on the island of Ahch-To. So that could be where they're taking that from, even though it might also be something from just the trailer, you know.
The destiny of a Jedi.
Yes, the destiny of a Jedi to do this. This scene right here, I don't remember there even being a discussion about this in the Jedi Pax's leaks, but it's just a scene in the desert planet they're going to go to, which is not Jakku or Tatooine. So, and there's Lando. If we go back here just for a second, that looks like he is indeed in the Falcon with Chewie. So, of course, we get those nostalgic Empire Strikes Back vibes, even though I'm not falling for the nostalgic BS anymore, dude. They got me with Force Awakens on it. They're not going to get me with this movie on it. They're just not. Like, that's the thing. I'm not emotionally invested in this franchise like I was before because of how much Episode 8 was just not good. It actually made Episode 7 worse. But that being said, I'm happy that Billy D's getting a payday, right? I love Billy D. He's getting a payday. I'm happy about it, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not. It's not hitting me in the feels like they want it to. Maybe you guys are different. I'm just speaking for myself here. No, there's a shot of what's supposed to be the final battle. Several ships and the several Star Destroyers. You see the cannons right down here. You know, visually, like I said before, it's gonna look great. There's some interesting stuff coming up though. You know, and here we have them on what is, I guess, like magic horses. I don't know what they're called. That's something Star Wars Explained probably knows. I have no idea. But they're going to be riding on these things on top of the Star Destroyers. So that tells me that where they're at is not space. Unless this is actually like one of the towns. Because it looks like this could be a town meant to look like just very foggy, meant to look like the unknown region. We don't know if that final battle is actually going to be in space or on a planet. We don't know, because I thought it was going to be in space. I thought it was going to be, you know, in the unknown region. But apparently that's not the case. I don't know. We don't know. Like I said, we don't have all the details yet. And by the way, that scene's total like this scene right here. It just kind of reminds me of just like Lord of the Rings / Braveheart. You know, I fight for freedom. You know, they're going to do the epic thing. Story lives forever. Now we have this shot of Ben Solo and Rey inside the throne room from Return of the Jedi. I believe Rey is there trying to find a wayfinder, and then Kylo tries to stop her. So that's where we're at here. And now that's Finn probably screaming because they're trying to. Okay, so that last shot there, I think they're trying to make you think that Rey's in trouble or something. I think that's just Finn trying to find Rey. Because I believe, I don't know, Finn's just screaming because she probably leaves or something like that. I have no idea. I don't think she dies though. Now, we got to really talk about this shot because there's some things y'all got to really look at. Here's Kylo and Rey fighting, and they break what I believe that's Vader's helmet. I think that's what that is. And again, there we have the white background, the Kylo Ren Star Destroyer. And I want y'all to really look at what's in Rey's other hand besides the lightsaber here. Whoa. Okay, right there's a good... perfect. Okay. I didn't mean to go maximize there. That is the dagger. So this whole rumor about there being a Sith dagger that has writing on it, and that's what 3PO has to translate, that rumor just got legit. Because there's no way she would be holding that dagger if it wasn't something. At least I don't think so, because why would she need a dagger if she's a Jedi with a lightsaber? Why do you need a dagger, dude? You got a lightsaber. So that dagger, which I'm not going to get into what that dagger means on this video, because that is a major, major spoiler if true, and I think now it's starting to become true. Check out my spoiler videos on this channel that I did for the last couple of weeks about this. Last 3 weeks I did spoiler videos covering the Jedi Pact spoilers, and the dagger is a big part of that. So I'm just letting y'all know, like, it looks like a lot of that is legit. Now, when I read those Jedi Pax's spoilers, the ending was trash. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. The ending, I did not like that ending at all. If that's how they end this saga, we're gonna be in for a very, very piss poor ending and a complete misunderstanding of your own fandom. But again, now we're hearing rumors about reshoots, and it's just, oh man, this is gonna be a story, guys. In the future, in 5-10 years, this is going to be a story. Like, movie fans, Star Wars fans, and filmmakers and film critics are going to be talking about this story for years, about the making of this movie and the challenges they had to go through. Because, and even if the movie isn't good, there's a lot riding on this thing. So, and I don't think people are going to really understand unless it's documented. But anyways, yeah, that's the dagger right there. And that's a cool part of their fight. I mean, I can't say it isn't. Rey or Finn and Poe together. Here, it looks like this is not in space. It's on Earth, but it looks like it's, Star Destroyers getting ready for battle. Great visuals. Again, that fogginess gives it a unique look. But I'm not so sure I really like that look. I'm not so sure how I feel about it. It's a unique look, but do I like it? I don't know. We have all kinds of ships there. I'm sure when you see the other Star Wars YouTubers breakdowns, they're going to be able to name all these ships. They're too small for me to even tell what they are. There are new X-Wings and things like that. But, it should be it's just going to be a big battle. But will it be as epic as Return of the Jedi? I don't know, because that was a huge, huge, huge battle. Same thing with Rogue One. Say what you want about Rogue One. Some people hate that movie. But that final battle was incredible. Was an incredible space fight. Let's keep going here. We have Kylo. This is obviously on the Death Star, or possibly on Exegol, possibly. I don't know. We don't know where this is from, because he looked determined. Now, this scene right here we have to talk about. Look, this is not up for debate. Obviously, that's Rey. This is the Emperor. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That is the Emperor right there. So this whole idea that the Emperor is inside of some device and takes over someone's body, I don't know if that's true anymore, because he's there in the flesh, unless that's actually somebody else in there, and the cloak, it's the Emperor's spirit, but the cloak is covering the guy. I don't think so. I think that's actually Ian McDiarmid. I think that is the Emperor in that giant throne on Exegol, and I think that's him. And this again does coincide with the Jedi Praxis or Jedi Paxis spoilers. So yeah, I'm worried because I wasn't a fan of what happened in the movie there. That's definitely him though.
The Force will be with you always.
We have Luke and Leia telling her the Force will be with you always. There's of course been that rumor that Luke and Leia's spirits help Rey out at some point in this movie. That's a rumor. Then later on they said no, that does not happen, but it's supposed to be a link that they're passing it down from Anakin to Luke and Leia to now Rey, the Skywalkers, but she is presumably not a Skywalker. So it just feels that would fit better for Kylo than for her, because he actually has the blood going all the way back to Anakin, and actually Shmi. And then we have the big, I'm actually going to lower that because I don't want to get music copyright. I'm telling you, man, they're after us. That's the logo, and that's it. December 26th tickets are available now, which they are. And that's it. There's no other footage after this except for this. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm worried. Visually, it looks great, but I'm worried. I'm worried because the Jedi Paxis spoilers do seem very legit, and if they don't change that ending and do something better, I'm not going to be happy with it. I personally feel it was a misdirection and a misfire, but again, we'll see what happens. This is a very difficult challenge for the filmmakers. Let's see what goes down. Let me know in the comments what you think about this 25-minute breakdown of this trailer. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope the movie's good. I'm going to go see it. I got my ticket already. I hope it's good. That's the best we can hope for. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.